Hey folks, Mike with Chasing Trail here. Been a minute. Today I'm riding my dad's new to him Tiger Triumph 900 GT Low. Riding with my brother. He's out on my Norden 901. This is my very first time ever riding this bike. So let's see how this goes. Should be fun. Alright. Feels pretty easy to ride. Seat is really nice. He just got the seat done by Russell Daylong, which are local to us here. Seat is fantastic. Shifting feels really good. Don't run over that screwdriver. Like the turn signals auto cancel, that's nice. Oh, quick shifter super smooth. Mikey likes that. Man, this windshield's nice too. He put a aftermarket windshield on it. He actually liked the stock windshield, but he said after he got the seat put on, it raised him up a couple inches. And then he needed a taller windscreen, and man, it's doing a really good job. I'm getting a little bit of wind on the arms here, but my whole core and even helmet, it's going right up over the top of my helmet, even up over my peak here. So that's nice. Really, really good wind protection. That's impressive. Probably nice for the video too, so you can actually hear me. In fact, I don't even have to talk as loud as usual. I'm usually yelling so I can hear myself, but this is the quietest bike I have ridden behind in a long time. So yeah, two standout features to me right off the bat are A, how comfortable this Russell Daylong seat is. It's just like a perfect fluffy cushion cupping my ass cheeks, and the amount of wind protection I'm getting here. Vibrations, I can feel hardly anything, just barely enough to know that the thing is on and running, but very, very minimal vibration. Less than my Husky. And I don't think my Husky's bad at all, but this is less. Super smooth. I've heard people say that once they changed the firing order on these newer models, that they had vibration issues. I'm not feeling it, not at this RPM. Super smooth. Suspension's nice. This is a pretty bumpy road, and it's just, I feel like I'm floating over everything. Fantastic. Oh wow, pretty nimble too. Yeah, it feels more nimble than my Husky. I think this has a 19-inch front. Yeah, it does have a 19-inch front. So that makes sense. Nice day today, 70 degrees. A little overcast, but temperature-wise it's perfect. Haven't done a video in a while, no particular reason for that, just a combination of it was hot for a long time, and then I've just been busy with other hobbies and life in general. Editing video takes a tremendous amount of time, and the times I did have a chance to ride, I just wanted to ride and not fuss around with the video stuff. But my brother flew out from Maine. He's here for a week. He and my dad and I are taking a 3-day trip down to Angels Camp, 250 miles each day, so I will be making videos of that trip. And since this is my first time riding my dad's new bike, new to him, I forget what year this is, I think it's a 2022, fairly new Triumph Tiger 900 GT Low version. It is the low suspension version. He wanted something that he can easily flat foot, get his feet down, because the BMW is a tall bike. especially with this Russell seat on it. There's times where, you know, being able to flat foot is just, it's nice. And this bike is just, in addition to being lower than this BMW, it is considerably lighter, and I can definitely feel it. These mid-weight bikes definitely feel like they're in their own class versus the full-size heavier bikes. Unless I were consistently carrying a passenger and taking a shitload of luggage, I can't see myself really wanting to go back to the full-size bikes. These mid-weights are where it's at, in my opinion. Easier to live with, fun to ride, plenty of power, better gas mileage. I'm really sold on this mid-weight category. Man, the quick shifter on this is nice. Trying not to ride like too much of an asshole since my brother's with me, riding my Norden for the first time on roads he's not familiar with. Otherwise I'd be ripping through here right now. Yeah, I've got my visor cracked open too, and the wind noise is still very minimal. This windshield is fucking fantastic. Seating position's comfortable. It's very typical ADV bike. Upright, legs fairly bent, body upright, wide handlebars. Pretty similar to my Norden. I think the handlebars are a little farther out front, which I keep meaning to adjust my Nordens to put them in the further out position. Just keep forgetting. I've been spending more time on my Harley. Very, very easy bike to ride. Do like auto-canceling turn signals, so I tend to forget. My dad had mentioned that he definitely feels a lot of heat coming off the radiator onto his legs. I'm either used to it from my Norden or I'm just not noticing it. I definitely get some heat on my feet, specifically on the Norden. A lot less after getting rid of the cat, but I still get it. It is noticeable. Thus far, I actually don't notice it on this. Again, I might just be used to it from the Norden, kind of cooking my feet. Turns nicely, holds the line just fine. It's a little bit floaty on the suspension. My Norden's the same way. I think that's just virtue of me being fat. To properly set up the suspension, I would undoubtedly need a stiffer spring. I'm not really worried about it. Overall, just a great, pleasant place to be. Quick shifter down, works great. So up here a little ways, we'll have a chance to do a gravel road or stay on the main road. You want to do the gravel or stay on the main? So this bike has a very linear power band. I'm not noticing any surge of power anywhere. My Norden just definitely comes on in the mid-range. Thus far I haven't. Here I'm feeling, that's what I'm feeling. So I am feeling some hot air come up from these wings here. It's kind of coming up from these channels. I'll feel some hot air hitting my arms, of all things. Yeah, power is very linear. I like the sound of that triple. It's got a good sound. There goes the deer. Common sight out here. Try the standing position. Oh, it's actually pretty good. Actually really good. I'm hardly crouched at all. I really like the bar position. That feels fantastic. That is unexpected. Man, I could stand on this thing all day. That's probably the most comfortable of any ADV bike I've ridden for standing position. I like that. I'm tempted to kick this rear tire out, but it's my dad's bike and I definitely don't want to dump it. So we're just going to take it easy. Kind of putt along through here. So it'd be a cool little road to show my brother. It's very pretty out here. Yeah, the traction control won't let me break the back tire loose anyway. And whatever street mode it's in, the traction control pretty aggressive. It kicks in very quickly. It really won't, it'll barely let that rear wheel spin. And it says, It says, you're on your dad's bike, don't be a retard. That's why we're going to leave it in this mode. Soaking all these bumps and stuff up. Suspension's great. Sitting on my ass basically the whole time. No problem. In fact, the seat is so comfortable, really helps too. Brother's keeping up, no problem. This road's definitely a good test for a bike, because especially an ADV bike, because you experience a little bit of everything. Fortunately, it just rained, so there's not much dust. So my dad doesn't see a bunch of dirt on his bike when I bring it back. And that's why I took it off road. Make sure my brother's good, yep. Coming up on the animal sanctuary. I always try to go slow through here and keep the engine noise minimal. Here the suspension is getting a little choppy. Try to see how this thing handles higher speeds just a little bit. Feels pretty good. My Norden's a little peppier. Not a huge difference, but it's a little peppier. Particularly when you hit the mid-range, the Norden just starts to come alive. Brakes are fine. They don't blow me away, but they don't disappoint either. Yeah, she accelerates plenty fast. It's a very, very linear power delivery. Whether that's a pro or con for you, that's for you to decide. It's not a slow bike. It's not a super fast bike. It's very linear. I do like the sound it makes. I'm going to show my brother something here. So let me see, what are my initial impressions here? Would I trade this for my Norden? No, I like my Norden better. I fucking love my Norden though. My Norden's a little wilder. This is a little tamer. If I wanted more of a, I feel like the Norden's probably going to be, you know, it's got the cold start issue. It's a European, you know, I don't know. I don't know about the reliability. The reliability thing is a bigger question mark with the Norden than it is with the Triumph, in my opinion. How big of a deal is that? I don't know. But I think it's more of one. I feel like this is more of a gentleman's middleweight ADV bike. I like it a lot. I'd be happy to own one. For me personally, I like my Norden better. I can see why my dad likes this one better. Suspension's great. Can't say enough good stuff about Russell Daylong seats. The seats, absolutely fantastic. There's a windshield. I don't know exactly what this is. I'd have to look once I get off. Really, really excellent wind protection on this bike. I haven't noticed any heat issues. The only place I feel any heat is coming up out of these winglets here. So I feel on my arms slightly at certain speeds. Right now, there goes my voice. Right now I don't notice any heat issues whatsoever, but it is only 70 degrees. Brakes are adequate. Power is very linear. Suspension is nice. It got a little choppy at higher speeds on rapid hits, but overall it's a very pleasant, cush ride. The TFT is great. Really like the dash. Fantastic dash on these. Seating position is comfortable. Very typical ADV bike seating position. What else can I say? Quick shifter is phenomenal. Probably this is the best quick shifter I have used on any bike. I really like the sound the triple makes when you get on it. I think it sounds great. Yeah, overall great bike. I prefer the Norden, but this one's great too. There aren't many bad motorcycles anymore. Just which flavor of ice cream do you like? Oh, this bike does turn in a little bit better than the Norden. I'm going to chalk that up to the 19-inch front wheel. Now, these are, anytime I'm talking about this stuff, this is subtle little nitpicky differences. None of this is like a big deal. The biggest difference in these bikes is the, I hope he made it. Damn. The biggest difference is the engine characteristics, whereas this one's very smooth and linear, and the Norden has like a power band in the mid-range, is the best way I describe it. So that the Norden like comes really alive in the mid-range and it's really punchy when you're in it. This is more linear, and that's like the number one biggest difference between these two bikes, in my opinion. All the other stuff is pretty subtle. Okay. Easy to find neutral. Turn her off. Side stand with his patented hockey puck. Side stand enlarger. Does this have a center stand? No, not currently. Well, there you have it. Triumph Tiger 900 GT. He did put the Scorpion muffler on it. Sounds a little better. Great bike. Triumph Tiger 900 GT low suspension version. Oh, windshield's a Givi. Nice big barn door, and it works fantastic. So, great bike. He's got this nice T-Rex skid plate on there too. Yeah, awesome bike. I liked it. Thanks for letting me ride it. Catch you next time.